It's strange. Sometimes I know I had a dream, but I just can't remember. But I do remember this one dream so clearly. Remembering saying, "So you want to play Klonoa Phantasy Reverie Series?" Is it because you love getting those shiny trophies? Or is it your ego, you're so sorrowful that you have to have bragging rights that no one will listen to? Or is it that you have a step in your wind and a flow of complete compassion to show off your love for this game? Whatever the case is, like it or not, I'm going to show you how to do it. Hi, I'm Knuckle Master, your host, and I love challenges of getting the Platinum Trophy or 100%ing a game. From crazy hard to mind-numbing teaism, where you want to scream into a pillow. Well, welcome to the episode 2, So You Wanna Play series. The show where I tell you what you're in for when you wanna play a game. And keep you away from reading, because this is a video. And I want to entertain you. I won't be going into the simple stuff like defeating a boss or just beating the game, because that's usually during your first playthrough of these games, which is about 4 hours each for each game. I like to call these just play the game trophies. I think from now on, we're going to put these into certain categories. The categories are just play the game, collectibles, grind, difficulty base, annoying, and weird. I'm sure there's more, but that's all I can think of for now. So Klonoa Phantasy Reverie Series has 24 trophies to get the plat. 8 bronze, 10 silver, 6 gold to get the platinum. But this time, it is a game that is split into 2 separate games. Klonoa Door to Phantomile and Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil. I'll be going through each game with their own segments in the video. If you are looking for a particular trophy, then either look in the description or find it in the timeline of the chapters. Alright, let's do it! The first step to play any game is to see if you enjoy the game. Did you enjoy the game after your first playthrough? Did you play for the game? No? Alright, well, now it's time for the Just Play the Game segment for Door to Phantomile. Number 1, Guardia's puppet, Ringo Lango, frozen moves at his back, boom baby. One eliminated king, you gotta pick him up and throw him at this cute goth girl. Oh, I meant fish. Ouch. Alright, for number 3, Nightmare Seed, gotta throw down some moves at it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Swooping Serpent, after you get done with the swing set, you gotta go for the most hardest part of the whole entire game. Not to cry at this cutscene. Solar Eclipse Jester, you gotta defeat Joker, not that Joker, but this Joker. So you gotta pick up some moves and throw him out of his face. Tedious, but not that hard of a boss. The Dark King, you gotta defeat Guardius. Can someone explain to me what this triangle move's supposed to do to you? Who gave him the okay in the meeting to throw triangles at me? Nightmare Crystal, defeat the final boss, and that's pretty much it. That makes 7 out of 25 trophies from the Just to Play the Game segment of Klonoa Door to Phantomile. Pretty good start, right? Next up, we got Collectibles. For the next 6 trophies, you have to rescue 72 villagers in Door to Phantomile. There are 6 villagers per level called Visions, and there's 12 of them in the game. If you happen to miss one, use the chapter system in the video to find them quickly. I'm going to try my best to be precise and concise about each villager where they're at in each level. Alright, you ready to do this? Let's go! First up, you cross the rickety old bridge, and there it is. The second one is that right after the first checkpoint and climbing up the side of the mountain, you find this thing called Grass Fan. You float up and you grab your second villager. Right after this, you slide down the hill and then you grab an enemy and do a death leap. And you grab your third villager. After having a conversation with the Simp Lord himself, Balue, and nabbing your second checkpoint in the game, trying to grab your fourth villager as the game is trying to tutorial block you from getting it. It's whatever, we got this. There's a fork in your path, just take the upper one, follow it down, dodge the spikes, and there he is, on the elevator. After taking the upper path, you come back to the main path. Now, watch out for those evil tutorials that block your way. The last one's really easy to find, it's just on the main path. And there you go, that's Vision 1-1. On to 1-2, take the bottom route and follow the path, and there's the first one. Back on the main path, after 2 airlifts, pick up a guy and throw him at this egg. Once you're outside after the minecart section, take the bottom path and use the airlift to grab the next one. Right after that, go inside the mine shaft, tell this fat guy to move over. Grab another guy, do a death leap with him to grab the 4th villager. Alright, back on the main path, go into the mine shaft, and after you see 4 moose, go underneath them, grab a friend, smash his face against this egg. Back on the main path, slaughter the moo family, tell that column to move over and be a bridge now. Follow down the path and you see a bunch of Sonic wannabes, grab one of them and grab the last one. That's it for 1-2. Alright, on to 2-1. Grab a guy that looks like he's having too much fun, grab a helicopter, and grab your first one. After the leaf tutorial, take the bottom path, grab a friend and smash his legs against his egg. Once inside the treehouse, jump up and take the upper path, grab your chopper friend, throw at the egg and get your 3rd villager. Try to open a door with your face, get a key from a random stranger, open that door. Once you end up in another treehouse, look for 2 eggs, grab a friend and throw at the eggs. When opening the 2nd door with your face, go outside. When you see 2 pairs of leaves, float down and grab this one. Continue on the main path until you see a purple mushroom, go down, grab the last one. That's it for 2-1. Alright, onwards to 2-2. As soon as you get your first checkpoint, there's a guy riding on the ball. Grab him, jump up, and grab the first one. When you reach the inverted waterfall, take the bottom path and grab your second one. When you're inside the waterfall, murder the guy on the ball, grab another friend, squeeze him through, perform the death leap, and there you go. Go outside, then down inside, and there's the 4th one. Back on up top on the main path, go inside the jar. Once inside, go down the path, and you'll find a guy flying. Use the ball and hand to get to the 5th one. When you get to a checkpoint next to the slide, tell the big yellow moo to inflate, grab a smaller yellow moo to jump up from top of the big guy, and perform a death leap, and that's the last one. But wait, there's one more thing you need to do for me. Tell that big floppy goth fish GF hello for me. But besides that, you're done with 2-2. Next! Alright, you're a 4th away for the game. Welcome to 3-1. When you see the first door, jump over it and tell the spring guard he's doing a bad job because you walked underneath him. After the tutorial about breaking boxes underneath you, grab the bead, tell him you're going to do a death leap, and grab the 2nd one. Well, after the incident, you take the gauntlet up, take a left, and there it is. Smash the 2nd door with your face, open it. Continue down the main path until you see a flower in the center of the screen. Use one to open the flower and use another one to open the egg. Keep going until you see a checkpoint next to a flower, and do the same thing here. Once you're outside of the forest where the sun is at, take out your frustrations out on this flower and you completed 3-1. Now we're crashing down to 3-2. After you open the first door, climb up and follow down the path until you find a monkey. It's right next to the first one. When you reach to a checkpoint above the spring, grab the enemy that looks like it has an explosive temper, and then go inside of here and use it against this egg. After the cutscene with Joka, grab someone who doesn't want to be inflated, walk around the giant cog and throw at this egg. After the second cutscene with Joka, grab his 2 best friends and perform the double death leap. After solving this puzzle, since everything is working now, make your way back to this room and you'll find the 5th one. The very last one is on the main path. Easy to find. Boom, we're done with 3-2. Awesome, now we're halfway through. We also get another trophy for Hero Forlock. Next stage is 4-1. Follow down the main path and climb up this tower until you see 3 flying moves and grab the final one and throw him down to the first one. Luckily, the next one is right next to it. Go in here, perform some death leaps, and there's the second one. Once you make it to the other side of the tower, grab the nearest move, perform the death leap, and grab your 3rd one. Climb up the main path until you see 3 vertical windmills, grab a moo and throw it directly down in the middle. Keep going on the main path until you see 3 swings. Use the swings to get the 5th one. Keep going on the main path until you see 1 giant swing. Throw the enemy instead of jumping towards it. Trust me. That's it for 4-1. Let's get to 4-2. You also get another trophy called Hero Breezegale. Let's go! When you go in the cave, the first one's right there. The second one's at the end of the slide. The second time you go inside of the cave, you bust some rocks to get this 3rd one. When you climb on a deceased ancient creature, make your way to the very top and go in this hole. Ride the winds and get this one. Continue on the main path until you see a cave on the right side. Use the power of the wind to help you to do a death leap. Now keep going on the main path until you see some rib bones. Break down to get the last one. Now we're done with 4-2. Now you're also the hero of Jugpot. 5-1. We're going to take the left path, Keep going until you see a pool of lava next to the red orb door. Throw the moo at the first villager. Go inside the red door. Once inside, look for a spring in the middle. Use an enemy to break the bubble. After the red orb, now we take left again. Follow down the blue orb path until you see an egg above the lava. Break the egg. Now go inside the blue orb door. Once you see an egg floating in the center of the screen, throw at it and break it. After that, take the right path. Let's follow down the green orb path and take this green orb door, and it should be right underneath us. After we get that orb, we go to the right again, take the yellow path this time until we reach 2 flames, and we use an enemy to throw down directly at this one. And now we're done with 5-1. Here we go, 5-2. The first one's above these first invisible platforms. When inside, you'll see a floating platform. Take it and use the door, and there it is. Continue on the main path until you see a pipe on the right side and 2 visible platforms during nighttime. Make your way to the left, and there's the third one. Continue on in the main path until you see a giant moo and a little moo in the background. There are 2 visible platforms during the night. Perform a flutter jump, and then that's the fourth one. Once inside, you'll see a spring. Go left. You also see 3 gems vertical. Jump up, take the right. Use this switch to unlock the path, and that's the 5th one. Keep going on the main path until you see a switch on the left side of the door. Use this door, and then that's the last one for 5-2. We also get another trophy for this. Cool. Are you ready for 6-1? Keep going on the main path until you see a conveyor belt of floats of moves riding them. This is your first one. Right after that, you'll see the second one. Perform some death leaps to get it. After you break the red crystal, take the red dust pile door. On this path, you'll see an elevator. Take it and it should be on your right. After that, take the blue dust pile door. Keep going on this path until you see a bomb chew. Thread yourself like a needle to get the 4th one. After you break the green crystal, you'll see a bunch of moves, blow them up to smithereens and get the 5th one. Now go for the green dust pile door. Keep going until you see a cluster of platforms. Grab a move and throw at this one to save yourself some time. Now we're done with 6-1. Time for the final level. Are you ready for this? Go on the main path until you see this. That's your first one. Keep going on the main path until you see 2 spring guards. Go underneath the left one, tell him how he's doing a bad job, and grab the second one. Keep going on the main path until you see this. Perform some death leaps and you got this. Keep going on the main path until you see a boomerang guy with a floating platform. Underneath it, that's the 4th one. For the 5th one, keep going on the main path until you see some moves skipping along. Grab one of the moves, make their good time into a bad time. For the final one, keep going on the main path until you see this monstrosity. To the right of it, grab a move, throw it into this hole, and that's the final one. Yay, we're finally done with all the collectibles for the first game, and 2 trophies to go with it to boot. There's one more trophy left for the first game. We have to complete Balue's tower. You unlock this stage after you collect everything throughout the game. This stage is not too bad as long as you use all the skills throughout your entire playthrough of the first game. After that, we're done with the first game. Let's get to the second game now. Welcome to Just Play the Game segment of Klonoa 2.
Let's do this!
First up, we got Defender of Tranquility, more like X marks the spot. Champion of Joy, give him no joy. Quiller of Discord, quill no more. Dispeller of Indecision, I'll give him decision. Death. Bewitch Leonard, the smacker in the stomach. The end of tears. Tell King of Sorrow, stop crying. Alright, that's the end of the segment, and we got 20 out of 25 trophies. Just 4 more to get the plat. Now it's time for the collectibles for Klonoa 2. This time we're collecting dolls for a random guy. This random guy has 16 dolls. Each doll has 6 pieces. 16 times 6 equals 96. 96 collectibles. Are you ready to do this? Let's go! Our first level is Sea of Tears. The first one is right after the tutorial about the double jump. Do we really need a tutorial about how to do a double jump? Anyways, the second one's after the tutorial of the cannon. Really? Take the cannon, follow down the path, and you'll see 2 tornadoes. The second one's in the middle of that. After you get out of the cave, take this cannon that's next to the checkpoint, and the third one's on the main path. The fourth one's literally right after riding this bird. Grab the spring guard, and throw out this egg. The 5th piece is really close by. Just go in the cave, and after you get a tutorial about the flutter jump, underneath here, break this egg. The last piece is outside the cave. Use an enemy to jump up towards the tornado and grab the last one. That's it for the Sea of Tears level. On to the second level. La-Lakoosha. Is that how you pronounce it? La-Lakoosha! La-Lakoosha. Okay, Klonoa, let's get going. Okay, so on the main path, when you see a tornado, go underneath it and break this box. And there's a hidden egg here. Hidden eggs are basically invisible eggs until you touch them. So when you find them, they appear, and you use this guy to break this egg. When we get inside of the mushroom cave, you'll see the piece up top. Make your way to the top and go get it. The third one is further in the cave. You gotta make your way to the top right, use an enemy, drop down, use the trampoline to jump up to grab the third one. The fourth one's on the left path. Keep going until you see a spring guard above you. Grab the spring guard and perform a death leap. Once we get outside, the fifth one's in the background. So the fifth piece is to the left of the checkpoint. Use the enemy to claim your piece. I actually missed this last piece on my first playthrough. It's on the other side of the circle. Jump up on the trampoline, there's a hidden egg. I have no idea how I missed this. That's it for the second level. Time to hop on to the third level. Jungle Slider. Wait, I put on the wrong song. My bad. The first one's on the main path. Get ready for a jump onto some boards. Use the board path and the ramp to get to the first one. You might have to slow down to get to the first one. When piranhas start attacking you, right after that, get ready for a jump with the tornado to get the second one. Then when you go inside of a tunnel and out the tunnel with a checkpoint, and you start seeing some ramps, get ready to use the ramp to get the third one. Further down on the path, you start seeing some surfing moves. Grab one of them, jump up to the left above the vine to get the fourth one. After you dodge and weave through the cactus to get a checkpoint, there's some surfing moves coming at you. Grab one of them and perform a surfing death leap to grab the fifth one. When you're chasing down to have the cat, make sure you don't catch it just yet, because you need to perform a high death leap with a moo over the sign to grab the final one. After we get through this awkward animation, we're done with the third level. Joilant Fun Park. Wait, does this say a date with Tat? Huh, never noticed that. Well, at the beginning of the stage, you'll find a shooting gallery. One of these eggs in the shooting gallery has the first piece. The second piece is right after this cutscene. Yeah, that cutscene. Grab the copter creature and fly up and grab the second piece. For the third piece, I actually missed this one on my first playthrough. So, you gotta punch the rocketing boat really hard and grab another enemy to break this box on the right side of the boat. Once inside, you just follow down the path and you'll find the third piece. For the fourth piece, you grab the rocket creature and fly up to the moon, baby. Right after that, you'll find the fourth piece. When you first come into the haunted house area, you'll see a conveyor belt of floats. Ride on the floats to get the fifth piece. The final piece is right after this puzzle room. As soon as you get out, you'll see it. Use the copter creature to get the final piece. We're done with this level. We're the fourth of the way through the game. Time for Underground Factory. The first piece is right after you feed the two deadly worms. It's on the main path, and it's right above the water. I actually missed this one on my first playthrough. After you unlock the first door, on the main path there's a rock in your way underneath a column. You blow up the rock by using a bomb shoe. Use the bomb shoes to make your way up to the column. And the second piece is right above the column. Continue along on the main path. The third piece is right above the three gondolas over the lava. Continue on the main path until three boxes block your way. The fourth piece is above and to the left of these boxes. The fifth piece is at the very end of the flame ride. The last piece is a little bit tricky. Continue along on the main path until you see a giant moo in the background. Grab a bomb shoe and throw it into the background. And then inflate the big guy, and then use the bomb shoe to get up there. Cool, now we're done with this. Time to do Volk City. First one's on the main path on the downhill slope. When you make it to the surface, look for an egg in the foreground. The second piece is in there. The third piece is above two rocks on the main path. Once you go on the ground, you'll see some breakable boxes. Use the lightning creature to break the boxes to find the fourth piece on the top left. Right after that, use the rocket creature to fly up through a tunnel. Fly to a little bit to the right to find the fifth piece. Continue on the main path until you see 4 blue trampolines on the rooftops. The second trampoline has the final piece. Shoot forward to claim your last piece, and that's it for Volk City. On to Volkan Inferno. Wait a sec, didn't we already did this level? It is the same level, but everything's on fire. The first piece is at the end of the conveyor belt of doom. The second piece is on the surface when you're getting chased by the robot. When you see some tornadoes, get ready to grab the piece of pain. Continue on the main path until you see a spring and 2 tornadoes. Use the tornadoes to grab the piece of mild discomfort. While still being chased by the robot, make sure you grab the piece of... Oh man, I'm running out of words to say. Plus, this is killing my voice. Make sure to grab the piece before you jump in the cannon. While still being chased by the robot, when you start seeing some trampolines and tornadoes above a pit of despair, you thought I was going to do that again, huh? The final piece is when you're on this really long green roof. The last piece is above 2 tornadoes in the middle. That's it for this level. On to Ishras Arc. First one's on the main path, keep going until you see a trampoline in the middle of nowhere, and the first piece is above the 3 tornadoes. When you see a spring and a tornado and the egg outside the window, use the crystal creature to throw it out a move, and then quickly run down to the bottom where the window is at and to break the egg. When you fly up through a tunnel with the rocket creature, there will be 3 springs to your right. Jump on the first spring and throw it into the background. When outside, when you get shot out of the cannon, when you land, take a right with a friend, and to your top right, there will be the 4th piece. The 5th piece is very close by. Just take a left and go inside. There's an egg in a small window. Throw a moo at it to break the egg to claim your 5th piece. Continue along on the main path until you're in the blue hall with water inside. Grab the lightning creature to break the box and get the final piece. It's time to set sail to Mountains of Mira Mira. Oh boy, one of the best songs in the game, Stepping Wind. Here we go. The first piece is on the main path between 2 spiky boys. The second piece is inside the tunnel on the ceiling. When you start seeing some blue ramps on the main path, start to slow down to grab the 3rd piece. When you're dodging and weaving between trees, grab the snowboarding moo to grab the 4th piece. The 5th piece is at the end of the 2nd set of blue ramps. When you jump off from the 3rd blue ramp, go a little bit to the right and there it is. The final piece is literally right after this. There's a spiky boy trying to guard the final piece. Go get it and tell him how bad of a job he's doing. That's it for this level, and we also get a trophy for collecting half of the dolls. Now we're more than halfway through the game. On to Maze of Memories, one of my favorite levels in this game. Okay, let's go. The first star piece is underneath you, but we don't want it underneath us, so we need to flip the room and grab a friend to grab the star piece above us now. The second piece is inside of a room with a fun mirror for a wall. Use a lightning enemy to get this piece. When you get to a room with 2 big spike boys on top of the ceiling, flip the room where the spike boys are on the ground with you. I pretty much use my instability frames to grab this piece. Luckily, if you die, you still keep the pieces that you collected. When you find a room with a yellow switch that forms 2 blocks, climb up and go to the right, and there's a fun mirror, and there's a hidden egg here too. Grab a friend to smash his face against this egg. The 5th piece is in a room with a fun mirror in the middle. You'll see the egg in the mirror. Use the moo to throw it at the foreground to break the egg. The final piece is on the main path. As you keep climbing up, you'll see the final piece. That's it for Maze of Mirrors. On to Noxious La-Lakoosha. The first piece is on top of the first set of disappearing platforms. Once you're inside the cave and you take a cannon, as soon as you land, you'll see the star piece. Grab an enemy and perform a spring death leap to give you enough height to grab the 2nd piece. Keep going until you see a crystal creature. Throw at the moo and quickly climb up, and use the crystal creature to get the 3rd piece. The 4th piece is outside with a statue with disappearing platforms. Once you're inside and into another cave, use a moo to throw at this 5th piece, from the top right of the map.
Headshot.
The last piece is right outside. Do the same trick as you did with the 2nd one to get the final piece. Okay, that's it for this. On to Dark Sea of Tears. That sounds like an edgelord kind of emo song. Anyways, the first piece is on the main path. When you see an archway, you see an egg through the archway. Use a moo to break the egg in the background. Once you're inside the cave, when you see a conveyor belt of floats, you'll see an egg in the background again. Use a moo to break this egg. The 3rd piece is on the main path, right above on some steps outside. The 4th piece is on a burning ship between 2 blue flames. Once you're inside of another cave, and there's a checkpoint next to a breakable box. Destroy the box and take down the path to find the egg and destroy the egg with a moo. Keep going on the main path until you see a checkpoint with a spike boy party next to it. Use the copter creature to grab the last piece. That's it for Dark Sea of Tears. We're 3/4 of the way through the game. On to Empty Sea of Tears. Wait, gosh darn it, I put on the wrong track again. But this track is so hyped though. Anyways, let's get to it. The first piece is at the very end of the cave. When you get out of the cave, take the top path to grab the 2nd piece. The 3rd piece is a little bit further down the road. When you find yourself grinding down some dinosaur bones, use the tornadoes to grab the 4th piece. After that, a little bit further down the road, there's a spike guard guarding the 5th piece. The final piece is on the main path where the road is beginning to crumble. Alright, that's it for this level. time for Returning to the Ark, my least favorite level. Alright, let's do it. The first piece is when you get inside the Ark. It's behind this fan with a platform. This is the last one that I missed during my first playthrough. And it's right just above the fan on the top left. Use a bomb chute in between the spike boys to grab the second piece. The third piece is behind these swinging swings. Use the cannon to get in the background. On the conveyor belt there's an egg in the background. Use a move to break the egg in the background. When you're outside and you need to flip a switch to turn on the block, you're very close to the fourth piece. On the far right, the piece is above the key. Use the bomb chute to go grab it. When you use a lightning creature to get to a checkpoint, you're very close by to the fifth piece, right above a dangerous pit. The last piece to collect is the worst collectible in this entire series. You have to grab a lightning creature to bust this box right here. But you have to grab the lightning creature in midair somehow to break the box. But I have another trick. I use player 2 to do a support jump. This entire time, in both games now, you can use player 2 to do a support jump. It will give you an extra boost to jump. So, I use player 2 to jump with, and then I use the lightning creature to break open the box and get the final piece. And that's it for the Ark Revisited. Time for Kingdom of Sorrow. On the main path there's a spike guard guarding a disappearing platform, because there's an egg in the background that you need to open to get the first piece. Continue on the main path until you see some rotating spike boys. In the middle of that, that's the second piece. Use the copter creature to go get it. Continue on the main path until you see 3 disappearing platforms in a row. Third piece is right above it. Yeah, I know, I used the support jump to get this piece. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you used the tornado on the right with a move to go get the third piece. Well, okay, the fourth piece is on a disappearing platform while you're doing some air tricks, above a giant pit. Continue on the main path until you see an egg popping out of the house. Grab a friend and shatter the egg to get the fifth piece. The final piece for this level is right next to a checkpoint with some spinny boys. Use the chopper creature to grab the final piece. And that's it for this level. It's time for the final level, the Forgotten Path. The first piece is behind a fire tripwire. Continue along until you hit a checkpoint and you see a tripwire. Get ready to grab a move on the right to grab the second piece. When you're in the spinning tunnel, look for the third piece. When the tunnel becomes a swirling road, get ready for the fourth piece. When you hit a checkpoint with 2 red ramps, there's a big spike boy guarding the fifth piece. Tell him how bad of a job he's doing. The final piece of the entire game is a little bit weird. When you see a giant firewall, there's a ramp to your left right afterwards. Take this path down. Get ready to use the red ramps to claim your final piece. If you happen to mess up somehow, don't worry, you can try again by taking the same path again. And when you do get it, you got all the pieces, baby! We finally got all 96 collectibles in the second game. Whew! We're finally done with all the collectibles. All 168 collectibles in both games. And a trophy to go with it. For getting all the collectibles for the second game. Well, I hate to say it, but there's 2 more things that we have to do before we get the plat for this game. We have to conquer the Chamber of Fun and Horrors. Kinda like Balue's Tower in the first game, there's just an extra stage you have to go through. All we have to do is complete it. We don't have to collect any gems or collectibles. Thank goodness. I am tired of collecting stuff, aren't you? So I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks that you can do to get through these levels. Alright, let's get to it. One of my favorite tricks to use is when I get hit in midair, I can flutter jump right after I get hit. As soon as the animation of me getting knocked back is done, I start doing a flutter jump immediately right afterwards. I believe this is called buffering frames. So when I get hit, I'm holding down the X button, and as soon as that animation of me getting hit, I start doing the flutter jump immediately. I'm pressing the input before it happens. This can really save your life. You can use the same trick on chopper creatures too. When you're flying up, just hold down the X button, and as soon as it pops, you'll do the flutter jump immediately afterwards. I find this very useful for Klonoa 1 during that chopper area in Balue's Tower. Sometimes I've used the instability frames to get through a level. For example, like this big guy, I just try to jump over him and just take 2 damages, that way I can get through him. You can also change the difficulty setting mid-level as well to get more health, and also abuse those ability frames to go through someone as well. I mean, easy mode is ridiculous. Look how easy this is. For those people who just want to blaze through these sections, I don't really blame you after 168 collectibles. Just use the support jump. Grab a friend and give them a second controller. All they have to do is press the circle button when you really need a high jump. This is the most useful tool in the entire game. Okay, I got one more trick for you. Don't play how the game is intended for you to play. What I mean by that is, look at this for example. You see the long vertical spikes and then the gems in the path? Yeah, don't take it, just go over it. That's what I mean by that. Do whatever you can to get through these stages. I mean, by golly, you did 168 collectibles. You earned that plat. So yeah, use all the tips and tricks that I taught you, use all the knowledge that you know to finish these stages. And there we go, we finally did it. We got the plat! So, how do you feel? Do you feel good? I feel good. After 168 collectibles, I feel good. I feel like I've been through an emotional journey after making this video. I went through every single level, enjoyed all the memories, and making more memories when making this video. This has been the biggest video I ever made. Well, maybe not the longest video, but it has been the most production I ever done. Lots and lots of dialogue. I feel like I'm running out of vocabulary as we speak. Sorry for the very long video. I hope it kept up with the quality for the length. I only made it this long because I was afraid if I only brushed by the collectibles, then we would just have a 5-minute video. So I just went out and beyond, and Klonoa deserves it. He's been gone way too long. I just want to show my love for the franchise. And maybe next year I'll start reviewing all the games. I would love to do that, because there's a lot of the games I haven't played in the series, especially the GBA ones. So without further ado, I'm going to give my opinions on this plat. I say this is a 7 out of 10. Gives you enough challenge and it's super fun, but I kind of wish it had like 1 or 2 goofy trophies. Like in Sonic Origins, you just fly with tails and you get a trophy for it. I also thought there'd be a trophy for collecting 150 gems in each level, or at least one level. That way it explains the other 100% mechanic, even though it does absolutely nothing for you when you collect 150 gems in each level for both games. It's still kind of interesting. If you're interested in that sort of thing, like what is the process of collecting 150 gems in each level, let me know. Maybe I'll make another video about that for each game. Okay, well, this video has gone long enough. So, if you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more from this channel, hit subscribe. Tell me in the comments how you feel about this video. Ring the bell if you want to be notified when I post up a video. So we're at 107 subscribers. You know, I am so mind blown that I went from like, what, 30 subscribers at the beginning of this year, and I'm at 107. It's all thanks to you. It's all thanks to you that I'm still making videos on YouTube. With all the love and support from all of you. From you liking and subscribing and watching, I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. It's the reason why I go all out. I try my best to make a great video for you to be entertained by. I hope that you enjoy my video today. And I hope you have a great day today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Hopefully a lot sooner than I think it is.